right, we're gonna try this one out for size. Our next guy is very, very funny, good friend of mine. Bring him up, Kolin Bohannan. Bohannan, what am I talking about? Good friends.
My very good friend doesn't know my last name. It's, how about a round of applause for Pat Chase, huh, team? Yeah. How we doing? Good deal. I drove up from the city with a couple of the other comics. We got here really late because there was like an explosion on the highway. So we ended up sitting in traffic for like 2 hours. When we were sitting in traffic, we were right behind this guy with a vanity plate. And the vanity plate said, James 7. And my buddy was like, dude, you think that means he's got 7 cars? No, man. No one's 7th car is a 94 Corolla. The hood is a different color than the rest of the car. I was like, I bet that James 7 is to let everyone in the trailer park know what number he was when he played high school football. My buddy's one of those guys that takes everything really seriously. He was like, oh yeah? Yeah? All right, yeah, how do you know? I was like, how do I know? Well, let's break it down. His license plate says he's from Texas. We also have Varsity Blues, right? We know how that shit works. He probably works on the maintenance crew at his alma mater and cuts the grass on the field where at one time he was a god. Now he just lives vicariously through his son, who has all the talent in the world to be great, but no longer dreams of being in the NFL. He just dreams of being gay. Not because he's homosexual, but because his father toes the line of domestic abuse every time he throws an interception. Now all James has to look forward to is $1 PBR tall boy night down at the local watering hole, and he doesn't get why it's ironic that the bartender plays Glory Days by Bruce Springsteen every time he walks in the bar. And oh yeah, he's got a mullet, that's how I know. So my hand's up. We all see that? We all got that? It's weird though, because like I realize like it's actually at this point in my life become a really good thing for me, because I realize like it's an incredible teaching tool, because I have a little nephew now, and I really feel like I can teach him some stuff based on my hand. Like, listen, buddy, don't run with scissors because you don't want to end up like Uncle Colin. Or listen, pal. Do not play with fireworks, because this can happen to you. Or listen, buddy, every single time that you have sex, you need to wear a condom, because this will ruin your weekend. How are you? You're beautiful. Good. What's your name? Autumn. Autumn? Is that, I mean, you know that sounds like a stripper name, right? Yeah. Okay. Just as long as we're all on the same page. Is your night off? Well, I'm Colin. I'm sure I've offended you to the point where you don't want to speak to me anymore, but that's cool. Good deal. I don't know, it's, I learned something today, so I feel like it was a good day. Today I learned the difference between an astronomer and an astrologer. Turns out that an astronomer is a well-educated scientist who studies the heavens and the celestial beings therein, and uses that information to make predictions about our life on Earth as it relates to other intergalactic occurrences. An astrologer, on the other hand, is a douchebag who thinks that the night that her dad was too hammered and forgot to pull out and got her Mount Prego has some grandiose meaning as to how she's going to develop as a human being. And I say she because it's always girls, right? Like, every guy in here has had a conversation that goes like this, like in a bar. Like, oh my God, when I first saw you, I was just sure you were a Libra. But as soon as you opened your mouth, I realized that you were a Sagittarius. And I've dated Sagittarius before, so I already know this shit ain't gonna work out. Okay, well, when I first saw you, I thought you were really attractive. But as soon as you opened your mouth, I realized you were a moron. And I've dated morons before, so I already know this shit ain't gonna work out. I will, however, have sex with you tonight if that's still an option. One of my favorite actresses has been in the news lately because she's coming out with a new big movie. It's Halle Berry. And I saw this news article with her, and it reminded me of like what happened a couple of years ago. Do you guys remember a couple of years ago when Halle Berry had a lot of like controversy around her because she had just had a kid and no one knew who the father was and no one like had seen a picture of the child? And all the major media outlets were really trying to get the exclusive story. And Halle Berry didn't go on 2020. She didn't go on 60 Minutes. Halle Berry gave the biggest entertainment news story of the year to the Tyra Banks show. Because as we all know, Tyra Banks is the bastion of journalistic integrity. Am I right, guys? So she goes on the Tyra Banks show, and Tyra Banks is like, wow, Halle, congratulations. You are one of the most beautiful women of all time. You are one of the greatest actresses of our generation, and you just had a new baby girl. This is the first picture anyone has seen of her. She is gorgeous, and you named her Nala like the Lion King. That is precious. And Halle Berry lost her shit. She was like, you've got to be kidding me. I would never name my daughter Nala after the Lion King. I would never name the most important person in the world to me after a cartoon movie. I named my daughter Nala because of the significance of the name. Nala means chosen one from God in African. Does it? Does it really, Halle? Because African's not a language. African is an adjective that describes a person, place, thing, or idea of or pertaining to the continent of Africa. There are over 1,800 languages spoken on the continent of Africa. Not one of them is called African. Now, every once in a while, God smiles down on degenerates like myself and gives us a little gift. And my gift came a couple days later when I saw Halle Berry on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. And Jay brought up this video of Halle Berry, and she's running away from the paparazzi with her baby daughter Nala in her arms, and she's running, she stops, turns around, flips everybody off, turns, and keeps going. And Jay Leno was like, wow, Halle, that is an incredible response to the paparazzi, especially coming from someone who's been in the public eye for so long. And Halle Berry goes, well, Jay, you know, my baby daughter Nala is the most important thing in the world to me. I will never let her be exploited. Whenever I feel like someone is trying to exploit my baby daughter Nala, I snap and I turn into a lioness and I just attack. Oh, you mean like the way Nala went after Scar when he attacked Simba at the end of The Lion King? It's the